have seen me indoors while sitting in a place and talking about a lot of stuff. But today, my love for trains has brought me to this train station here. This video is just going to be about expression of my love towards trains, not only here in India, but it's all over the world. From where did this love start? During my childhood, there was this one weekend where my dad and I were completely bored and we had no idea what to do. So we just decided to take a stroll and we ended up at this very station that I'm standing right now. We were just watching the trains passing by, and I would call it a love at first sight. From then on, every visit that I had to the station, my love for trains just deepened to the point that I was maintaining a separate journal where I had recorded all the trains that I saw, including the number of coaches each train had. Obviously, this just didn't end at the platform. I had to be on the track. That's when I started traveling by train and realizing how exciting it is to be inside the train. Now we have just switched spots where we have come to another train station where usually like a long distance trains stop here, and I thought it would be cool to cover them as well. In another 30 minutes we are waiting for a legendary train. There is quite a bit of crowd here. The first ever train journey that I could remember was around the age of 10, where I traveled from Chennai to Mumbai, which is India's financial capital. And this is when I saw the experience that a train journey could give you, especially in a country which hosts the most busiest rail network in the world and also a very diverse country like India. I personally feel like this is one experience that everyone should be having at least once in their lifetime. This is one of the long distance trains in India, which goes from the city of Bangalore to the city of Patna, which is around 2500 kilometers from here. The whole journey takes about 2 days, and as you can see, the train is so crowded. Of course, my love for trains had started by exploring trains in India. With regard to Indian Railways, I would like to call my relationship as toxic but yet lovable. Despite the flaws that Indian Railways have, like passengers with zero civic sense, unclean environment, extreme delays, and overcrowding to the point where you could literally lose the seat that you paid for because someone would just refuse to move. Despite all these flaws, I still love it. Well, my love for trains, does it end in India? Nope. I carry it around the world. In 2017, when I was on a family trip to Europe, we used their impressive train network. And that was my first time experiencing high-speed rail up to 350 kilometers. That was a whole new experience. I loved it. And the train network in Europe, I would like to call it pristinely organized. The way they run, the way they are scheduled and everything. And if you have any complaints about it, try Indian Railways for once. I demand you. To top it off, I have an interesting story to share. When I moved to Canada in 2018, for some reason I had a lot of expectations in Canadian Railways, because Well, America, as we know, is one of the developed areas in the planet. It was natural for me to expect something out of it. So it was my second day in Canada, and I was in the small town called Waterloo, where I was studying, and I had to go to Toronto alone to meet my uncle there. Of course, I did not have a car, and I had to figure out all the public transit. And that's when I realized, why not use the train from Waterloo to Toronto? After asking around, I found out that there's a nearby city called Kitchener. That's where the train station is, and that's where I get all the trains to Toronto. So I went there at around like 1:30 p.m. Surprisingly, what I found out was the next train to Toronto was at 9:30 p.m. After realizing that I have more than 7 hours to wait, I thought, okay, I could at least explore the station. With a single platform and a small office building which is partially closed, the station had a lot to offer in terms of exploration, and as a rail fan, I was impressed. But still, the time was running out, so I thought, okay, I could explore it on a later day. Then I ended up going by bus, which was another detour, which took like 4 or 5 hours for me to reach Toronto. But the irony here is, by the time, even after all the delays and all the mishaps that happened, I reached Toronto before even the train started from Kitchener. Over a point of time, I did become a regular user for their local train transit, which is called Go Trains. And I've also used their intercity train network, which is called Via Rail. But honestly, it was a bit unenthusiastic. This experience of mine gave me a strong realization on why the governments in America would rather invest in increasing lanes on an highway than public transit. As a train fan, the right place to end this video would be right here. Behind me, it is Chennai Central, one of the biggest and the busiest railway stations in India. This is the most random video that I have filmed so far, but honestly, I had a lot of fun enjoying it, and I also had my friend Abhinav helping me with the camera.
It was a very good video. We had a lot of fun. See you guys. Ciao, ciao.
As a train fan, the right place to end this video would be right here.
Smile, smile.
Smile.